Alright guys, let's start today's class. So yesterday we finished up the website part. Today we're gonna keep working on the page part. So the page part is almost the same as the website part, right? So we have the page list, page new, and page edit. So instead of like showing the website, we are showing the page. The page belongs to the website, right? And also we'll be able to add new page or edit the old page. Should be exactly same as what we did yesterday, but this time we're doing the same thing for another object. Right, so let's do it, give you another chance to practice what we did yesterday. Right, it's basically the same thing. So if you're logging, let's log in as Shiyu account. I think we'll only have 3 pages example. This all belongs under the Shiyu's account. Login, website. I think it's in the M symbol here. Right now it's still showing the fake pages, the hard-coded pages. Right, so we're going to remove the hard-coded one and grab the one from the data we provide to it. Right, so now, yes, no error, everything looks good, but we just need to go to this page and fix the links, like the chevron left, the plus, and the user icon. That's the first thing we need to do. Let's go to the page. Right, so we're gonna go to the WebMaker application. I just did the npm start, so we'll be able to see the page. Right, so let me go to the the page list. Right, so that's the first page we're gonna working with, page list, and increase the font size. Page list. There we go. Right. Again, we are going to import the use params. Right, we need the parameters from the URL path at top. We need to get in the user ID and the website ID from the URL path, so I can use it inside the link. Right. So we're gonna import use params. Also from a rec rotoDOM, use params, and also let's import the. Actually, that's good enough. Yeah, use params. We don't need to use history here because we don't need any push. All right. With the use params, we are able to create an object, create a constant params, which is equals to the use param function. This function is going to return us a object contains all the parameters we want. Right, so inside the link, we can use the UID or the PID from the parameters. Right, so the first one, this chevron left icon. This is the one going to the previous page, which is going to the website list. Right, so we're going to replace this one with backticks. Right, to use backticks, we need to use Incredibris because that's a JavaScript code. And instead of just saying UID, we're going to using the real ID here of this current user. So it's going to be the params, the UID. Right, so next one is going to be the plus sign. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to change that to a backticks. Right, adding Incredibris and change the backticks. Right. And the UID is going to get in the UID from the URL path from the link. So it's going to be $ params the UID. Right. Getting the current user's UID and get the current user's WID, right? The current website. So we know which website it is. It's going to be params the WID. Right. Again, every time when you call the params the UID or params the WID, we're getting the ID from the URL path at top. Right, getting the from the URL path here at top. Keep going. Alright, so we have some list item here, so we don't need to touch them right now. They're gonna be deleted soon. And the next one gonna be the footer at bottom.
the user icon. Right, again, change that to the backticks. Oops. And the UID to be $UID, params UID. Right, so that's a links we changed. So now this page is the three links: the back button, it works, the plus, and the user icon should always go to the correct page with the correct ID here. Right, should make sure they have the correct ID here, showing like a 456 or 123, showing the current user's ID, not just say UID in the UR pass. All right, and after fix the link, there is one thing left for this page, is this display the correct page list. Right now it's just hard coded. We should display it from the data. So I'm gonna grab the data from our assignment description. Assignment 3. Right, so I'm gonna grab the page data from here. Have the user, website, and page. Page will only have 3 here, just for testing. Right, so it's all of them have the website ID 456, so it's all belongs to the mSymple website. So I'm gonna copy that. I have the name, website, and title. So I'm gonna copy that into the app.js. Right, I'm gonna always put data inside here. So we assume, or we pretend this data is coming from the server. Later we're gonna really make it from the server. Right. So right now, after the constant websites, we're gonna add in another constant called pages, and also the set pages equal to the use state. I'm gonna copy the right here. Use state, right? Use state is a function, takes the data of it. It's gonna be the array I just copied. Right. So the pages equal to that array I got from the assignment description. It's in app.js, put it right after the websites, right? Pages. Right, pages. Right, so we want to display the pages belongs to the current website. So we will need a function like the get website by user ID. We will need a get pages by website ID. Right, we'll get the pages belongs to the current website. So let's create that function at the end, right before the return. I can put it here. So actually, the order doesn't matter. You can put it above or put it below, just before anywhere. Here should be fine. So get pages by website ID, right, by WID. So we're gonna call it constant get pages. Let me spell it. Constant get pages. So it takes a WID and returns us the pages we want, right? So again, you can using the exactly for loop we're using here, right? Exactly for loop, getting one, comparing if that equals that, push it. So I'm going to using the map to do it. I'm going to give you another idea how you can do it with a shorter syntax. Again, using the map. So we can do the let's say pages or return pages dot map, right, map text function. Actually, not map. Sorry, I mean the filter, and the filter only the ones has a website ID equal to the WID. Right, on the filter, and for each page I have here, I want to return the ones with a page dot website ID equals to the WID. Right, so just simplify the for loop into just a filter. I want to keep all the pages that has the website ID equals to the WID passed in here. Right, so it does exactly same thing like this for loop here, just much shorter. Well, not this one, this one. Right, so this for loop we're trying to for loop for each website inside the website. We're comparing if the website developer ID equal to WID. If they're equal, we push that to this array. And this one is just filter out if the WID is not equal to WID. Right. So just keep all the website ID equal to WID here. So it's basically the same logic, just a little bit shorter. Right. So that's get pages, and we want to use this function inside the page list. So we will send the function into the route. Here is a page list, right? So of course we need to rewrite it a little bit, remove the component here, and we're gonna make a closing tag for it, route, right? And put a page list inside it. Page list, right? And parse in the get pages as a property, right? Get pages function. It's it's the same thing like same thing we did for the website list, right? If you compare it with the website list, it's exactly the same. Right, exactly the same. Pass in the get pages, pass in the get websites. All right, so that's the setting in app.js, and now we're going to go to the page list using this function. Right, to use this function. All right, so in the page list, we will go to the top of the file to firstly import the use state. We want to create a state as well inside here. Right, use state to store the pages I want to display. Let's create a constant. We're gonna call it again. Call it pages. That's gonna be the page I want to display in this page. Yeah, I don't think we need to set the pages here. We can just have a pages. It's gonna mean actually, yeah, just pages from the use state. I'm not sure if it's the same thing same way we did it in the website list. Let me check it. Make sure we're using maybe the same way or different way. Let me see. Oh yeah, we need to set the website. Sorry, we need to set the pages. We need to initialize it with the set pages. Set pages. Use to change the value of these pages already. Right, so pages. And also we will import the use state. Use effect to initialize this array, because it starts with an empty array, and we want to initialize the array by use effect. When the page loaded, I initialize it. Right. So use effect. When the page is loading, I want to initialize it. Use effect here takes a function. Right. I'm just using the arrow function here, and it takes the dependencies. When do you want to run it? Right. So inside the function, I only want to do one thing, is to set pages called props. Right. So since we want to use props here, so we're going to put the props as an input of this component. I'm going to call the props.get pages, and pass in the params.wid. Right, getting the pages for the current page, for the current website. And I believe I need to put the two dependencies. One is params, the WID. Another one is props. Right, those are the dependencies for this use effect. Right, if you don't do it, it also gonna work, but it's just gonna give you a warning. Says parameter ID and the props are missing dependencies here, and just add it to remove that warning. Right, so when the page load, it's going to run this function, set pages, to update our pages array inside here. And now, if I console log the pages, you should be able to see we have the array of pages inside here. Oops, sorry, console. Right, I have the array of 3 pages inside here, and we are going to display them in our pages in the screen, right, on screen. Right, so again, we're definitely not in the console log here. So it's the same thing. We're going to replace the UL here. Right, so in UL we have a lot of LI here. I'm going to delete this item here, but leave the first one as a template. Right, so I know how to create that. Right, so it's going to be curly brace. I want to do a map here. So for the pages, for the pages, I want to do a map on the pages. For each page, I'd like to return a AI. Right. For the AI, it's going to be exactly the same thing like this one. Right. So AI have class name equals to list group item. Right. And have link to, again, we're using backticks here, /user / the UID. So UID going to be params, params the UID /website params the WID page, and we'll need the PID, right? So the PID is not gonna form the params. So if you're checking the URL path, we don't have PID in the path here. So the PID is actually going to be the current page's ID. So it's going to be getting it from the page, the underscore ID. This is a PID in this case, right? And /widget. And also it will need a content showing here. It's going to be page.name. It's going to be the content showing inside as a content of a link. And right after it, we will need a cog icon. So another link with the two, again, backticks. Just same thing copied from here. So /user /$ params the UID /website params the WID page page the underscore ID. right? It's a cog icon, and it have a class name equals to float right, right? And the content inside link is going to be icon that has class name. Icon has class name, FAS, and FA cog. So we can delete this li here, right? Let's just say as a template I'm using to copy it into that. Right, so I have our UL. It's map a page. For each page, I'll display a list item. All right. So if I check my page right now, it is showing the post 1, post 2, post 3. So those are the 3 pages I have from the the data, right? And also we need a unique key for this item. So I'm going to add, for this item here, I'm going to add in a key attribute, which is equals to page.id. Just a unique, something unique going to be fine. Anything unique. The ID is unique for each page, so we're going to using ID as a key here. Widget, because when you click this one, the name, it should go to the widget list, and this is a path to the widget list, right? So we define it inside the app.js widget list. It's right here. It's a path for the widget list. This is why I have the widget here.
Into the client. NPM start. Right.
All right, so that's display each page in the page list. Right, so we have the first one, and this thing is not working, and the second one and third one. Right, each of them just gives you the right. So it's mapped from the pages array. Right, for each page we want to create an ARI. So first one, second one, and third one. Alright, so that's it for this page. Right, so it's the plus, the back, and the user icon works, and the list is rendering. So that's it. It's rendered, and we can go to the page new. Right, allows us to create a new page. Right, so similar to the website new, we will fix the three links, and we don't have the list on the left. So we don't have a page list on the left of this page, so it's going to be much easier. So we don't need to get pages here. All we need to do is just get just to allows you to create a new page to make this form works. That's it. Right. So let's go to the page new. Here, page new. Or the page new. Right. So we need to import something here. So firstly, we're going to import the use state and use. Do we need to use effect? No, we don't. Just use state. And from the reactor DOM, we also need to link the use history and use params. Right, use params to get in the parameters from the path, and use history is used to navigate to another page. Right, let's initialize these two libraries. So the use history, we are going to create constant history. History is equal to the use history, and the constant params equal to use params. Right, so initialize them. And also, I will need name, set name variable, which equals to the set state. Use state, not set state, use state, empty string. And another one is title, right? The title, yeah. It's going to be title, set title, equals to use state. Alright, so we need these two variables to binding with the input. Alright, those are the preparations. And now we can go to the return function to fix the HTML part. Alright, same process. We're going to fix the two, change that into the backticks, and adding the real user ID and page ID into this. So adding curly brace. And change that into backticks. UID going to be the params.uid. WID going to be the params.wid. Alright, that's the first one. And keep going to the next one here, the check button. Alright, check button going to be a button. Alright, we're not gonna use a link here. It's gonna be a button. Use submit the form. Change that into a button. Remove the to attribute, and gonna add in form equals to we're gonna call it a page form. Right, so it's the same thing we did for the website new. Right, make this button to be a submit function. We'll click it, submit the form. Right, so correspondingly, so same thing. According to this button's page form equal to page form, so we need to add in the form ID equal to the page form. So we basically connect this button with this form. When I click this button, it's going to submit this form here. Right, ID equal to page form. And also we'll say onSubmit. When I submit this form, I want to call the function. We're going to call it submit. Right, call function called submit. And it will give me error because submit is not defined. Let me quickly define it here. Constant submit is equal to function takes e, and just do one thing here, which is e.prevent default. Just make sure it's not refreshing the page. Right, prevent it from its default action, which is refreshing the page. Right, so the form is right here on submit. And the function we create at before the return. Alright, so we're gonna go to the input, right after the form. Inside the form, we're gonna go to input, have the value, this for the name, right? Value equal to the name, and onChange is equal to a function. When I change it, right, so it's equal to a function, takes a e, and returns a set name equal to e the target the value. Same thing for the title, right? Value equal to the title. And onChange, when I change it, I want to set up e set title equal to e the target of value. Right, so bind that with a variable. Right, so bind the two input, and also the last thing left here is this user icon. We need to change that into a backticks, and pass in the UID here. Params the UID. Alright. Params the UID. Alright, so now we have the form ready, has input here, and when I click submit button, it's gonna call the function. I click this OK here. Oh, I forgot to change the adding the BTN tag, BTN class to it. So the button here adding a BTN class to it. So it's gonna fix the issue. Remove the border. Right. So now when I click it, it should submit the form. It's gonna run the functions I ask it to do and to submit this form. Right. So inside the function, right, same thing. We are going to create a new page. Right. That's the new page. Is to go to object. It has a new ID here. Right. New ID underscore ID. Right. Which is using the UUID here. Import UUID from UUID. Right, let's generate a new ID for us. ID here is equal to UUID.v4. Right, it's a new ID. And name equal to the name I give what user entered, and the title equal to the title user entered. And last thing here is going to be the website ID. Website ID is equal to the params the WID. Right. So we don't change the website ID or ID, just change the name and title into the user input. Right. So then two more things. Well, we're adding this new page into the array, so we're going to call a function from the app.js props.add page and pass in this new page. It's going to give me an error because we don't have such things. Leave it as 0. And then once we add it, we're gonna do a history. The push to the page list page. So the page list link going to be this one. This is a page list. I'm gonna copy that. All right, let's go to the page list. So the chevron left link is go to page list. Right, so and also we input the props here because we're using the props as input. Right, so one last thing here is going to go to the app.js to end this add page function. Right, so go to the app.js. Here, not app.js, it's app.js. Right, so I'm gonna end it right before the return and page. Into page and new page into pages, right? And new page into pages. Constant add page takes a new page and add it to our pages array, right? So it's the same thing. If you're checking the one above, we have the add website or add user. This one time we'll have add page. So it's going to be set pages equals to the old pages array and with a new page as the last one. And we are sending this function into the page new, and that's it for this one. So let's go to edit, go to the route page new here, right? So route. Remove the component and adding a closing tag for it, route. Right, and between it, we're adding page new with add page equals to the add page. Right, add this function to the page new, so page new can use it. Right, that's everything, and let's test it, make sure that it works. So once I add it, let's try to add a new one. So we're gonna say name equal to I want to add a home page. Title just call it msymbol home. Right. Click OK here. Right. So it's added. The home page is added here. Right. So I can keep adding if I want. Adding a about page. Title is msymbol about. Okay. It's added. I can add as many pages as I like. No, we don't get pages. So the reason we have a get websites for the websites, right? So For the page website new, we have the get websites. It's because I want to display the websites on the left. I need that to display the current websites on the left. But for the page, right? For the page, in the page new, I don't have a list on the left, so I don't need to get in the current pages. The page new doesn't care about what pages I have right now, so that's why we don't need to get pages. The only function we need is add page, so it allows me to add in the current information as a new page.
Can you go back to the code sheet?
Sure, of course. Which one? Which file?
The same code that you were just on. Just that one.
Yeah, sure.
Put capital letter ratio. Sheet, can you add to the scroll up to the add page
Add page.
function?
Yeah, it's just like the add website. It just set pages and adding the new page as the last one element in the array. Right, so that's for the new page new, and the next one we're gonna do the page edit. Right, it's also the similar thing like the website edit, but easier. Right, so let's go ahead, go to that page, take a look. Not website edit, go to page edit, which is here, page edit. Right, so the page edit, so that's going to be the, let me refresh the page. Right, so should be only 3. Edit post 1 here. When I click it, it's right again. So let me see, 3 functions. The first one, initialize the name and title of the current page. Second function, to delete it. Right, allows me to delete it. And third function is to update it. Right? Allows me to update the. If I change the name, change the title, I should be able to update it. Right, so third function. Right, three functions. Right, let's go to the page edit. Right, so in this component, we'll import use state. That's used to create two variables, name and title, to binding with the input. And the second function is second thing we need to import is use effect. So when the page loaded, I need to using the use effect to initialize the data, right? And from the drop down, we also need to use history to navigate to another page once I delete it or submit it or update it. And we also need to use params to get in the parameters from the URL path. Right, so all the things we need. Right, so let's start here. We'll use again, of course, constant history to initialize history. History is equal to the use history. Constant params equal to the use params. And create two variables, name and title, right? Constant name set name equals to the use state. Start with empty. Constant title and set title equals to the use state. Oh, yeah. Title. And we also will need a constant, not constant, just we need a use effect, right, to initialize the information here. So I'm just gonna put use effect and text empty right here right now. Just initialize it. So I will need a couple functions here. Of course, we need using the props as input, and we need a couple functions. We need a remove function to remove the page. I can just I prefer to using constant. Remove is equal to a function and does something. Right, and we also need a submit or update. Any name you want to give it. I'm just call it update. You can call it submit. It's the same thing. Right, two functions. Leave it empty. So the update will need to have a prevent default, because I don't want it to refresh the page. Thank you. Okay. So let's keep going to the return function. So we're gonna fix the links here. Right. Same thing. Fix the link. Backticks. So gonna be params the UID and the params the WID here to replace the placeholder. And the check button here we'll change the button, right? Change the button. I'm not gonna use a link here because that's gonna be submitted form, right? Remove the two attributes and add a form equals to page form. And for the form itself, we will have ID equals to the page form, right, to match the buttons form attributes. And we have onSubmit. When I submit this form, I'd like to call the function update. Right, so keep going. For input, we're gonna remove the default value here. We don't need default value. What we need is value equals to the name and unchanged. Right, same thing. Set name dot target dot value. Right. So for the second title here, well, if you have the default value, remove it. Just have value equals to title, and unchanged is equal to function set title dot target dot value. Right. So bind that with a variable. Right. So we did this many times. Okay, so go to the link. The delete is going to be a button, won't be a link. Right, going to be a button. And remove the class name. Right. So when I click the delete button, I don't want to submit the form, so I'm gonna say button is just equal. Oh, not button. Type is equal to button, so it won't submit the form for me. And I also need to unclick. When I click this button, I want to call the function remove. So have to, have tab, have unclick. Alright, so the delete. And the last thing here is going to be the user icon. We're going to change that to a backtick, and with curly brace. Right. And using the params UID here, params.uid. Right, that's all the thing we need to change inside here. All right, give you 1 minute before we continue. Right, so now we have to write the 3 functions: the initialize the data, the remove the current page, or update the current page. Right, so let's say. So the first one, use the effect that's going to use to initialize the information when the page loaded. So the first thing we want to do is, let's say, constant. The page is equal to call the function props the get page. Right, get page. We don't have the function yet. We're gonna go ahead and create that soon. Get page takes the params the PID, right? Using the current PID to get in the page, right? So the page, remember the page edit has the PID at the end, right? So it knows like which page it is. And we will set name equals to the page dot name, and set title equal to the page dot title, lowercase t. And we'll have dependencies, two dependencies, props and params.pid, right? Two dependencies. Alright, that's for the use effect. We don't have that function yet. Let's go ahead, go to app.js, create it. Use effect. Alright, so right after the add page into the pages, let's create the get page. Get page by PID, right? By the page ID. Constant get page is equal to function, takes a PID and returns us a page. So we're going to use a for loop here for the page, let page of pages array. If the page the underscore ID is equals to this PID, we want to return it. Return the page, right? Just return the page which has an ID equal to the PID. Right, that is a get page function. And it's adding that into the page edit. We're going to remove the component, adding a closing tag for the route, and put page edit in the inside it, and we're going to pass in the get page. Right, get page. Right, so the page should be loaded. Right, so it says post 1, lorem. If we go to the next one, this one, it's going to be say, oops, click on wrong one, should click on add the cog icon. The post 2, lorem. Right, so it says always say the same thing. This one, lorem 3, lorem. The delete button is not working, is not showing correctly. Let's go ahead and fix it. The delete button in the page edit. Delete button is here. Missing the class. Somehow I deleted it. I was trying to delete the 2, but I deleted the class. So the class name should be btn and btn block and btn danger. Right, btn to remove the border, btn block make it longer, and btn danger make it a red background. Right, delete button. Right, so now the data is initialized. When I click the post 1, it shows the post 1's information. When I click post 2, it shows post 2's information. Right, that's use effect it's running the function get page to get information for us. Right. And remove. Right, so the next function is going to be remove. We're going to use this function to remove a page. Right, so we're going to when I click on the delete button, I want to do a let me see, call the function props the remove page. That takes the current params the PID knows to remove this one, and also navigate to another page. So it's going to be history the push. We're going to push to the page list. Right, the page list link can be found here. It says go to the page list. I'm going to copy that. Oops, copy that. Go to page list. Right, remove the page and go to the page list. That's for the remove. And again, we need to create this remove page function inside app.js. So right after the get page by ID, let's create remove page by PID. Constant remove page equal to the PID. Right. So again, I'm going to using the filter here. So it's going to be set pages. So for the current pages, I want to do a filter on it. For the current page, I want to check if the page.id want to keep the ones that page ID not equal to the PID. Right. So when that's equal to true, we keep it. If not, just remove it. So we remove when the ID equals to the PID. Now you can also use your for loop to do it. It's the same thing. Right. So we're using for loop. You just need to create a new array and replace the current one. Right. Also, let's add in another function, which is update page. Right. So we're going to do the constant update page. Takes a new page. Right. So basically, you're going to do the same thing like the update website we did here. Let me just copy that because it's quite long. Right. So instead of set websites, it should be set pages. And the map on the page. If the page ID equals to the new page ID, we return the new page. Otherwise, just return the page. Right. So same thing. Just instead of website, we'll do it for the page. Right. So let's pass in these two functions into the page edit. So we have a remove page, go to remove page, update page, go to the update page. Right, two function. And remove should working right now because we already set it up in the page edit here. Right, remove should work right now. So if we go ahead, delete the post 2, delete, and delete post 2 is gone. I can also delete the post 3 if I want, so it's gone. Right, just refresh it, it's gonna come back.
Excuse me, Shi,
Yep.
is there a way that when you remove, like how you remove post 2, that will automatically name post 3 as post 2?
Well, it doesn't make sense. Because right now it's just, I just named it this way, but usually as a real website, it will have something like a home page. And this one should be updated. It should have like a home page, about page, and contact page, thing like that. So if I remove the contact page, you do not rename the about page to contact page. So it doesn't make sense if you do that. But yes, you can. Of course, you can. You can get in the current name and just rename it. Of course, you can, but it doesn't make sense to do it. Right, of course, you can do it. Right. So in this case, it has post 1, 2, 3, but in a real application, you should have like a home page, about page, contact page. Right. So if I delete home page, you definitely don't want to name your about page to be home page. Right. So it's kind of confusing yourself. Okay. So that's it for remove and update. Right. So update. It's going to be very similar to the update website. So it's going to be create a new page. Alright, it has a ID is equal to params.pid using the current page's ID, and name equal to the name user entered, and title equals to the title user entered. And it has a website ID, which is also going to be the params.wid. We don't change it. Alright, so only thing changing here is the name and title. And then we call the props.set update page, and passing this new page as a input. And the last thing we'll do is history.push. I push to the website, the page list, which is this link. All right. That's it. No any error, no any warning, and it should work. Let's try it out. So I want to change the post 1 into home. Right, this button should be fixed. I forgot adding the BTN class to it. Oops, it's not working. The pages array is gone. So something wrong with my update function. Right, so firstly, let's fix the button. Right, so the button here need to add a class BTN. Right, so let's take a look of my update function here. See what's wrong with it. Okay, so it's not going to be websites.map. It should be pages.map. Right, so I forgot to change that. Let's try it again. So change post 1 into home page. Update. Let's go on home page. And update this second one to the about page. I have my about page. And I maybe have a, I don't know, let's say student page. So I have my students page here. Right, home page, about page, students page. Right. So that's the 3 pages we have here. Home page, about page, student page. You can add any more, like contact us. Title here, just contact, M symbol, contact, something like that. Right, so contact page. Alright, so that's everything's working. Right, so everything is working. Right, so let me send the code to the GitHub. So open a new terminal. I'm gonna cd dot to the webmaker folder. Git add dot. Git commit -m page part and git push. Alright, so you should be able to see the code for this part. And right, so the last thing we do is just stop